All right. Happy Sunday, y'all. How y'all doing? I feel like it's still early in the morning, but it is 4 o'clock my time. So I don't know why it feels like it's early in the morning. Guess it's one of those Sunday things. It also snowed last night. So you may hear plow trucks in the background and salt and whatnot. It wasn't a horrible snow, but because we haven't had much, people are bored, I'm thinking. And so they're just taking their extra time. If you don't know me, you just came because you saw this on Instagram. I am Dr. Lacy. I created Qual Scholars, which is the company that hosts the Finish Your Dissertation program, which is a group online experience. I like to think about it where we provide you with the structure, the support, and the accountability so you can finish your dissertation in 12 months or less. And today's call is all about, is this program right for you? So I do have a few of team members here. We have the lovely Dr. Paula Mays, and we have Alex Petch, and they will be chatting with you all in the chat as you have questions come up or any comments. They'll also share a little bit about their experience with being in the program. So if you want to know what it's like from a student perspective, they are here to help you. I am just going to give an overview of the program, and then I am going to stay on as long as needed to answer any questions that you all may have about the program or anything else. So the group program, like I said, we provide you with structure and accountability. I know if you are someone who's been in your dissertation process for any time, or even like thinking about your doctoral experience, you kind of feel like in the beginning, like, I know what school is. Like, I've been in school for a very long time. Like, what's going to be another degree? But then you quickly find out that no, it is not the same thing. It is not just a matter of going to class, doing your assignments, and calling it a day. There's so many other things that are competing for your time and your attention, and life does not stop just because you decided to become doctor. And so you're dealing with that as well. And so when you get into, or as you start to prepare for the dissertation process, you're probably really nervous about how are you going to fit another thing onto your plate, into your schedule? How are you going to be able to devote the time and the energy needed to do the dissertation justice? And maybe you're at the point where you're like, I just want it to be done. I don't even care if it's good. Can it just be done? And maybe you thought your program was going to give you that structure. Maybe some of you even have classes, but you're still confused. And so one of the main things that we pride ourselves on doing here is giving you that very clear structure and accountability. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's included, but overall we have courses, videos, workbooks for each section of the dissertation, plus we meet twice a week in community to write. And so I tell people, if you don't write at any other time throughout the week, if you can't get yourself to sit down or there's too much going on, all we ask is that you show up to one of our calls each week and you will write something. We will help you. We are at the end here, you say we're here for you, the dopest community. And I say people can fight me on that if they want to. I love it. Like I could have the worst day, but if I'm coming into a writing session, which we call right away, instantly my mood is lifted. Instantly, even now, like instantly my mood is lifted and I'm ready to do work, because it is such a balance between just people who just get you. You don't have to explain nothing to them. You could just say like, y'all, it's been one of those days, and people get it. And if you do need like a kick in the butt, like pants or whatever, people will do that and they will come find you. If you try to go ghost, people will come and find you in the most loving way possible. I say that. Not that, we're trying to be too stalkerish here, but I'm just saying it's loving. And yeah, we are all about making sure that you know what to do, how to do it in a very realistic, tangible way. What we say is give us 10 hours a week and you will have a finished dissertation in 12 months. And most people don't even work a full 10 hours a week. So let that sink in. So that's an overview. So when you sign up for this program, the first thing we want to help you to do is get organized. We have you complete what we call the dissertation audit, which asks you a series of questions just so that we can see and you can see where are you starting from, and then what's going to make the most sense for your next step in the process. So like I said, we have workbooks for each section of the dissertation. We have video recordings, and we have materials to help you with your time management, as well as whatever section you are on in a dissertation to get you started. And we're not just saying like, okay, go write your literature review. No, we provide you with step-by-step instruction, because I am someone who needed that going as a doc student, and I wanted to make sure that you have that. So when I say step-by-step, it's like, open up a document, write this prompt at the top of your document, spend the next 20 minutes just brainstorming. And then we tell you what to do with that brainstorm, all the way down to what we love to call a shitty first draft that you can submit to us to get feedback on, and we will help you with your next steps. We give unlimited feedback, and you get feedback from folks who are already doctor. So it's not just some service that we're kicking it off to. No, you get from one of us, either myself or someone else on the team. And our main focus is making sure that when you submit this draft to your chair, your committee, whomever, that they're going to be like, yep, it's good to go. Let's go on to the next step. And so you're able to submit things as many times as you need to feel comfortable. And like I said, we meet twice a week, every Sunday, every Wednesday, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you sign up today, you can join us today. Our homie Donald will be leading the call today, and he is just a ball of fun. Plus, he's also someone who is wrapping up data collection, wrapping up his, working on his findings and discussion chapter. So the people who lead the calls, they understand what it's like. We all been there, and so there's no one here putting on pretenses like you should do this. There's no elitism. There's no, like, we're not, you know, like that fake competition that people do in programs. We don't do that. That's not us. So that is an overview of the program. As far as bonuses, because we love to give bonuses, that those workbooks that I talked about, if you want to put all that together, that makes up our whole manual. We just don't put it together because that seems to overwhelm people. We just really encourage you to take it section by section. But if you are someone who likes to have your binder and you like to have your tabs, listen, go ahead, print it out. We're not going to stop you. So you'll have that as well. We host an event every year called Write Your Dissertation. And if you sign up over the next 2 weeks, you'll receive a complimentary ticket to that. It will be happening summer 2022, when, you know, people think like the outside has opened back up, or you're trying to hustle towards a writing goal, but nobody else is. We got you. We have that event, and people come back with their whole lives. And then the final bonus that we have is helping you prepare for your defense. So you know what your presentation should look like, how you should prepare to answer questions, what you should say in a defense, whether it's your proposal versus your final defense, because those are two different things with two different goals. So we help you with both of those. And again, we are here to answer any questions that you may have. So this is an overview of all that is included. And I'm actually going to change my screen and show you inside the course, so that you could see all of this with your own eyes. But this is a list. So when I say that there's a course, like a mini course for every section, this is what I mean. There's a Start Your Dissertation, Chapter 1. How do I write my Chapter 1? And we have this philosophy that our goal is that you finish a chapter in 1 month or less. So a chapter like Chapter 1, you could do that in a couple of weeks. And I know you're like, but girl, I haven't been able to write. Like since before the 10 for 10 challenge, I couldn't write. But just as like simple and with ease the 10 for 10 challenge was, if you were someone who participated in that, that is the same with the Finish Your Dissertation program. We want things to be that easy. So there's a section for each chapter, as you see, for the literature review, your methods. We not only tell you how to write your methods chapter, but we go over what are the differences between the methodologies and paradigms, and what if you don't want to use traditional language of post-positive research? What if you want to do something more critical or transformative? We explain it all inside of this program, as well as let's finish these findings and discussion. I promise you, I think by the time you get to your findings discussion, the part that will slow you down the most is really just being tired and trying to find the energy and the motivation to finish the end. The writing the chapters, you will realize on that side of things that is the simple part. I'm not gonna say easy, but I'm gonna say simple. Writing sessions, unlimited writing feedback. We also have critical race theory workshop that one of my friends did, who is an amazing critical scholar who actually just released a book on sex workers on college campuses. I'm so excited about it. So I'm gonna do a plug here for him. And then this last piece, because some people are like, all right, I've been following y'all for a while. I really do want to try this out, but what if I get in and I don't like it? So you can come into the program, you can try it out for 7 days. You can go through every course if you wanted to. You could download the whole book. You could take all the materials for 7 days. And then before that 7-day period, if you're like, yeah, girl, it's not good for me, we will gladly give you your money back. Because again, we want people to be in this program who are ready. We want to preserve the amazingness that our community is. And so we don't want to keep nobody that don't want to be kept, like the people say, okay? So you have 7 days to try that out. And so you can either do this in one payment of $2,500 or 10 monthly payments of $250. Whenever day you sign up, so say you sign up today on January 23rd, you will pay $250 today, and then your next payment will be due February 23rd, and it will come out each month at that rate. So that is all in terms of my spiel. I do want to show you what it looks like, and just in case you are curious, let me find the right Google here. That was me. So this is the website, which I will put in the chat box. So if you want to, everything that I just said, it's all written out here on this page. And if you want to sign up, you could do so there. So you will click here and it will take you to a checkout page that looks like this. And we just ask that you, this is telling all of my information over here. We will ask that you put in your contact information. It'll ask you to make a username, a password, make your payment. And now my Google don't want me to be great. It will do that. And you'll get a nice welcome email that looks something like this, that's telling you your next steps, give you an orientation guide that walks you through the whole onboarding process so you know exactly what to do. And we ask that you share the good news with your friends. This is what our Facebook group looks like. And the people are already writing. Dr. Breeden is telling the people, asking them how they want to spend their 168 hours this week. And so this is when we say we're keeping people accountable. This is what we're doing. Jordan literally just completed data collection and got that from her chair. So we're all celebrating with her. Dr. Mays, it's official. It came back. Bow, bow, bow. So we're all like, this is just how our community is. And as you see, because I'm doing this in live time, I'm not making this up. People are asking each other, do they want to write? People write at all hours. They don't just meet on Sundays and Wednesdays. Say, for instance, if you got up really early on Saturday morning and you wanted to write, it's nothing to come in the Facebook group. And I'm sure there's somebody up who's willing to write with you. And we keep our Zoom room open and available for folks. So that, I did not share what the program looks like. Here we go. And so we are still updating because we just did a rebrand. So you'll see that our older colors are here, but these are all the courses. You will simply click which chapter you are working on. Sorry, my computer. Okay, so let's say if I was doing my literature review, I would click on that. And all of the videos are here. And there's the workbook that I talked about for each section, and it easily just downloads to your device. You open it and it lays out everything. So this is for the literature review. It takes you step by step on how you would write a 30-day literature review. So I am going to stop sharing and see, are there any questions? Did y'all get any questions? In the meantime, while you're writing your questions, Paula or Alex, do you want to share about your experience? And even Gabby, if you want to. I don't know if you're in a place to talk. Dr. Mays, how about you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Paula Mays. I just finished my PhD. Hooray! I'm officially a doctor as of last week. Everything got sent in and I'm official. I actually defended in December. However, I am from the University of Arizona here in Tucson, Arizona, and I actually joined Qual Scholars about probably 2 years ago. And I had already been in school for 6 years working on a PhD. I had been floundering for about 2 years. And then I met Dr. Lacy and things changed. And she just got me all together in many, many different ways and taught me how to write, taught me how to trust myself, taught me how to believe in myself. And within 6 months of being with her, I had basically written a brand new proposal and defended it and passed it. And then the pandemic hit and things slowed down a little bit because of the pandemic. But even still with that, still kept going and collected data and did all the things and ended up defending last year. And it's just been really great. The program, I always tell folks, the program saved me. I think I would have quit. I honestly think I would have quit. I was just at the end of my rope of no support from anyone in my program, not knowing what to do. Everybody thinks that, you know how to write a dissertation, but Lord knows we all don't. And using each of the courses that Dr. Lacy provided, it's like she was talking about, like, I need step by step. I needed step by step. Like, this is what you're going to write for this first paragraph. This is the section, and this is what you should put in this section. And honestly, when it came time to write my lit review, I wrote it in 2 weeks. So that was really exciting and really like a breakthrough for me. And it was just really exciting. So that's kind of my story, really short. It feels amazing to be where I am. 2 years ago, I didn't think I would be here. And I even, said this in my dissertation, in my acknowledgements. Dr. Lacy saw that I was a doctor before saw I was a doctor. So I really owe her a lot. I owe her my degree and the program a lot. So if you are just even on the fence, I would say try it out for 7 days. I guarantee just the being in community with folks is so powerful that and if you were like me, you forgot what it's like to be in community with folks and how much that helps. So, and that just really helped a lot. So if you have questions, or future Dr. Alex wants to talk as well.
Oh, can I go next? Is that okay? Hi, everyone. Alexandria Petch. I'm also at the University of Arizona. And I probably should put on a timer because I feel like I have a lot to say, but I just want to give you a snapshot of where I was before I joined. I was already maybe a 5th year PhD student, and our program's 5 years, and I had just barely finished comps. I had no advisor. I had broken up with my second advisor at that point, and I was scrambling trying to get a new one because the options were very limited in my program. And I joined Qual Scholars, and I'll be honest, I ghosted for a couple months, but I also was traveling internationally and working in the summer. But like Dr. Lacy says, everyone welcomed me back into community. They called me back into community. And when I really started, which I would say August 2019, I was able to complete my chapter 1 within, hi Casey. I was able to complete my chapter 1 within a month and a few weeks. And for my chapter 2, I was able to complete that in a month because of the sort of like mantra we have, the practice we have is to write a paragraph a day, and not just write a paragraph a day. If you were in 10 for 10, right? Write a shitty paragraph a day. My paragraphs were maybe 4 minutes, 4 sentences each, but every day in February, from February 1st to February 28th, 2020, I was able to complete my chapter 2 and chapter 3 in that same semester. I'm a student that entered into Qual Scholars as a notorious people pleaser, as someone who didn't trust myself, and as someone who really had at that point 5 to 6 years of just really like painful, I would say even like traumatic experiences in academia, and I needed community. And so going into Qual Scholars, I mean, when I say we are a community, I'm talking about we have WhatsApps between some of the current clients, like me and Paula are at the same U of A institution. We're checking in on each other. We've been able to see some of each other in person before the pandemic. And my scholar family is my scholar family, which is so counter to my experiences in academia before I joined. And when I say we show up for us, I mean, I'm talking about Dr. Paula Mays saying, girl, take my IRB application and just don't delete anything. But if you need to copy and paste it, you copy and paste it. And that's how I finished my IRB application when during the pandemic, if you're lucky, if you could just, have a normal day, but knowing that I had someone like Paula be like, listen, we're getting to the finish line. Like, what do you need? That's what Qual Scholars has continued to provide for me. And I've finished collecting data. I am almost done with my chapter 4, and I'm going to be graduating this semester. So I'm just Qual Scholars. I will say it's only been 3 minutes and 30 seconds, by the way, I have timer, but I will say that at first I was almost felt guilty and felt like I was criminalized to get a dissertation coach because I was cheating. And I feel like academia sort of tells us that if you can't do it on your own, like you're doing it wrong. But for me, as a first gen, Latina PhD student, a dissertation coach actually made so much sense when you realize that you've been in a Boys and Girls Club College Bound program back in the day, when you've been in, an educational opportunity program, when you've been in McNair Scholars. And I realized that my first 5 years, probably in graduate school, were so detrimental because my institution and my program did not have really any supportive programs that I was used to. And so coming into Qual Scholars, it was so seamless because it was like, oh, shoot, right, this is what I've been missing, this support, this community. And, I'm happy to answer any questions about the program. I'll end on this, like costs for me were something that I was like, I can't afford this. Like, let me look at my finances. And that first gen mindset, it's a blessing. It could be a curse sometimes, but it was a blessing because I sat down to really crunch the numbers and say, okay, listen, let me talk to my tax guy. He says that I can put this, I can claim my my finish your dissertation costs on my taxes under the American Educational Act. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, it was something that I was like, I'm willing to invest in myself. And here are the ways that I know that I can ask for help, move money around, claim stuff on my taxes, to be able to invest in myself. So I'll end on that. Happy to answer any questions.
Yes, please, please, please keep your questions coming in. Thank you so much, Dr. Mays and future Dr. Petch, because it will be happening, y'all, in a few short months. We're going to be celebrating. Please keep your questions in. Brittany, you asked a great question about how long is each course. Most of the courses, with the exception of the methods course, which I'll explain in a minute why, take 60 minutes or less to complete. And just like Alex, I don't listen to nothing on regular speed no more. This is why I can't even read physical books anymore, because I'm like, I need to hear the audio and I need it to be on 2 times the speed. And I'm quick to and you can search within the video too. So it's not forcing you to start from the beginning. You have to watch the whole thing through. You can skip around as you need to. The reason why the methods course is about 5 hours is because not only am I going through how to write or outline that chapter, but I'm also explaining, I'm giving a very detailed breakdown on methodologies. When do you use which one to use it? How do you use it? I'm talking about how to organize your data collection. So not just that, oh, I'm going to do a couple of interviews and some reflections, like what does that process look like? How do you need to organize yourself? What technology may you need to use to help make things easier for you? Also talking about what happens during that in-between time of IRB and data collection, or data collection and data analysis, and how do you organize all those pieces together? Because you will realize that if you haven't defended your proposal yet, when you defend your proposal, you kind of have like an oh shit moment. Like, I mean, I know I wrote this proposal, but what am I supposed to do? Like, what is my next step? And you just like, what people don't prepare you for that. And so that course is going through those things. It's also talking very detailed about paradigms. And like I said, talking about reliability and validity and how you may want to think about that differently if you're someone coming from a more critical transformative paradigm. And we just break all that down. So that's why that course is longer than most. But again, nothing is fluff, because I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm trying to get you done, because there are way more important things that you need to be doing out in this world than sitting behind a desk trying to write a dissertation. I think about the dissertation as one assignment. It's just with the purpose and the goal of, can you design, collect, and evaluate a whole research project? It's not meant to be your best work. It's not meant to be groundbreaking. Absolutely. Can it be? It can be. But at the basics of it, like the basis is like, it's just, can you conduct a research project? Can you write it up? Can you defend it? And that is what we are here to help you do. So I work full time. Would this be? Yes, we have like Paula and Alex are saying, we have so many people who are working full time. A lot of people who work in 2-3 jobs, and I just have to side eye them because I'm like, why? But again, this is why I give very clear instructions of, you're to work no more than 10 hours a week. No, so that is the max. And that is why most people don't work. They don't spend 10 hours a week on their dissertation, and they're still able to make consistent progress. Most people, they come to the Sunday call and the Wednesday call, and that's all they devote to their dissertation, and they make progress, because the way that we, as a community, we plan our time every week. We break things up in hour chunks, like 20-minute chunks, and you work an hour a day, or you're going to work 2 hours that day, and then you go about your business. You rewrite shitty paragraphs. We don't believe in perfectionism. They can't hang out with us. Procrastination can't hang out with us. We're going to do 20-minute tasks, and we're going to keep it moving. So if you were in the challenge, the way that speed was going, that's the mood we have inside this group. We are about you taking very short, quick actions to make that progress. So you working full time is another thing that I tell people. If you're someone who doesn't have a lot of time, you're actually in a way better position than someone who's full time in their program, because you have something built in. And especially if you have other people who are dependent on you in life, or other fur babies dependent on you, you don't have the luxury then of like, and not to say like full-time students are like just swimming in time. I'm not trying to say that. I am saying though, because you have a built-in, like, I have to be in front of this computer, I have to go to this job from this time to that time, I have someone, a little person looking at me, I can't just sit here and like look at the computer, because somebody's going to be like, what are you doing? That works out for you, because when you do have time to sit down for your dissertation, you only got time to do the one shitty paragraph, or get that one article, or send that email to your chair and be done. There's no time for like, should I do this? Should I do that? Nope. Follow the plan, keep it moving. Hey, Dr. Richardson. My dissertation is not a traditional qual or quant. It is a program resource development. Does the method section speak to this type of dissertation? Yes, it does. And while I don't go into great detail, really the way I teach the dissertation process is about, how do you get the dissertation done? What I find is that, which I get, right, as students, and I'm trying not to go way off script, but I am for a little bit. Okay, y'all, so higher ed, brief history lesson, right? Higher ed, especially this PhD process, were intended for very privileged, rich, cis, able-bodied, heterosexual white men, right? To like come hang out for like 10 years. I don't know what they're doing, get some coffee, just talk around, gap, whatever, and then maybe they write a dissertation and then they graduate, right? But that's not what we're doing. That's not our life no more. That's not you, I'm assuming, based on how your picture look, right? Brittany, that's not your life. Your life is like, I need to get this done. And especially when you're doing a program or a resource like development or evaluation, that information is going to be very timely, and you're going to need to get that out. And so really what you will see throughout those courses is, okay, what do you need to write? Like, what are the things you need to stick to for this program or resource development? Nothing more, nothing less. How do you have a quality like end product? Yes, but give the people what they ask for. Or if no one asks for it, just stick to one thing. What I notice when people are doing like a program development or a program evaluation, they tend to try to over deliver and give people way more than what they ask for, because you're trying to show like, I do care and I want to put my best foot forward, but that ends up meaning that you take way longer than you need to. A client who I'm thinking about is Yvonne, and there's a podcast episode where she talks about her story. So it was the same thing, non-traditional dissertation. So she did have to write up her, like a more traditional 5-chapter dissertation, but she also had to create, I believe, 2 courses for an offsite hospital maybe. And so what I saw that she was doing was what I'm describing here, is like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to make this one course, but I'm going to give them this, and it's going to have pictures, and it's going to be like all these things. And I'm like, hey, just give the people what they ask for, because this is free labor. I don't care that you are a student. Don't believe the lie of white supremacy that tells you that you still need to learn and you need the experience. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have the experience. I just want to let that sink in. You would not be here. You wouldn't be, because right at this point, Brittany, you're already doctor. We're talking about semantics and paperwork. Don't give the people your free good labor unless you are also benefiting from that. And so I don't mean to go all the way on a tangent. I just wanted to illustrate a point of, we are here to help you write this, get it done, and let's move on. I did want to mention, it's not on the site, but if you're like, you get stuck or people need one-on-one sessions, they're able to do like one-off sessions now. Because I really understand, I'm starting to see that not everybody needs, like, I usually work with people for 6 months, they don't need that, they just need like one session. Or if you come to a writing call, who's ever facilitating that call will sit with you and help you process or work through whatever you're going through. So our community is full of scholars from all over the country, different parts of the world. And if we don't got the person in the group, we know somebody who knows somebody who can get you the access that you need. So that was a big answer to your question, but I hope that helps. Any other questions? I'm trying to think of questions we typically get. Which I probably should have pulled that up. We should have a whole document. I talked about one-on-one, which is usually a question people ask. For the writing groups, I know like someone like myself who is a huge introvert, I would have been like, nah, I do not want to be on Zoom with people I do not know. This is a challenge by choice, because most of us on this team, if not all of us, are student affairs professionals, meaning that we're all about, listen, we know how to bring community together. It's what we study, right? We lived and breathe this. We work in higher ed, or most of us are recovering from higher ed, which is a whole different story. But I say all that to say, we understand all of our introvert and extrovert and in between friends. And so the group is designed that once you come on a writing call, usually we're doing a centering activity. Again, you don't have to turn on your camera. You don't even have to unmute yourself if you don't want to, but we just ask that you're paying attention in some centering reflection activity to help you transition from maybe you were working, chasing the kids, whatever that looks like, to get into writing mode. We do that for about 20, 30 minutes, and then we transition into writing. You can go into a room by yourself. You could just cut your camera off, or again, keep your audio off. You can write and then you can come back. You can engage in the chat box if you want to. If you don't have to, but I promise you that you come a good 2 or 3 times, the camera will be on and the audio, you will be talking to the people just because you will feel that comfortable. So I know that people have some reservations about that. If you cannot make it to each of the writing calls, no worries. We record the centering activity. So in case you want to do that on your own, you absolutely can. Also, if Sunday or Wednesday doesn't work for you, again, the Zoom room is always available. So you will see people inside of the Facebook group. They will come in, like Alex is really good about like, I'm going to be working from this time to this time, or we use the Forest app, which is it's like a productivity app that helps you it will shut off all notifications from your phone so you don't get disturbed for a certain period of time, and you grow these like digital trees that represents your productivity and your working time. And so Alex will say, who wants to join the forest with me? I'm going to be working for these 2 hours. You can meet me in a Zoom room, or you could do it from wherever you are, and we can connect on the app, and people just write in community. People share resources, like if you can't get articles from your library, somebody will be able to find it for you. I've been ABD for years, and I'm just ready to finish. Listen, Paula is shaking her head. Yes. I need the support that would keep me on task and answer questions that I know I will have. Oh, so we are starting now, Tessa, we're starting. So enrollment is opening today. You can, Alex, if you want to drop the Qual Scholars link, you can just go and sign up. We will be having a writing session today on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what time zone you're in. Our team, homie Donald Coleman, will be leading today's session. Now, you might see a karaoke microphone come out for his centering activity, but just know that he's going to be singing. You don't have to sing, but he's just going to bless you with a good song on this Sunday, and then explain to you how things work, and people will go into writing. We just like to have fun. Every facilitator is different. I did just want to give you a warning. But yes, we have people who also, what I want to say, because this is coming up, there can be a lot of guilt and shame around being like, I've been in my program for a long time. I should have been finished by now. I don't even know where to start. Like I wrote a proposal maybe 2-3 years ago, but now the literature is outdated and I just feel overwhelmed. We understand. And if you were here, Paula shared her story about, she was saying the same thing. I told her she could finish her proposal in a matter of a couple of weeks. She looked at me like I had 2 heads. And then we were able to do that, and she was able to defend it after like feeling like, and I don't want to tell all your business or your story, but just feeling like people were not there to support, or maybe she maybe felt like people in the program gave up because she's been there. I was just talking to, I'm trying to think, there's somebody on the tip of my tongue too who was like, oh, I'm thinking about Gina. She needed to ask for an extension because her clock was running out. Like she only had like 4 or 5 months. And I told her, you don't need the extension, but I'll help you get the extension. She got the extension, but she still was finished before the extension. So she went from not having a proposal, afraid to talk to her chair, and 5 months was done. She was doctor. So I just said it as a source of encouragement, Tessa, whether you join or not, that it is possible that path of no matter how long you've been ABD does not have to define what your next steps look like. But there are people out here who have been able to, who are where you are right now and have been able to finish. So we will be closing enrollment. What's today, Alex? The 4th? Friday, February 4th. We will be closing things down because we need to finish updating our website and branding, because we're going to do a rebranding. We did the front side of things. Now we need to do the back side of things. And so just want to make sure that no one is getting lost in between cracks as we're doing that. So we're going to shut everything down before we open it back up. And we probably won't open things back up probably until the summer, so closer to the summer. So yes. And again, you can join the program, try it out for 7 days, see if it's going to be a good fit for you or not. If not, no hard feelings. You just write us at our email and we will gladly give you your money back. But I also know that once people come in, they like, what has group been all my life? You get unlimited access to the group. So once you're in, you're in. We still have people who have graduated and are still hanging out because they got publications to write, or they just missed the community. They still come from time to time. They might not be there every week, but when they need to write, they're there. Does this program help you decide on a topic? Yep, our first course inside of it called Start Your Dissertation takes you from, all right, let's brainstorm. Like if you don't even have a topic, you have no idea where to start, we take you from there all the way to a completed shitty draft of chapter 1. So we got you.
Yeah, I'll mention that, you know, when I was getting started with the program and with Dr. Lacy, like mine was all over the place. Dr. Lacy's like, are you trying to save the world with this or what? So she really helped me decide on a topic and really learned how to, you know, we're on a, instead of like trying to study the beach, you're studying the grain of sand. So.
Yes, thank you. We are trying to do one project and we're trying to get the paperwork, and then you can go and research as much as you need to, you want to, your heart desires, but you'll be doctor and your degree won't be dependent on it. So yes. And if you listen to last week's episode of the podcast, it was about how to write an award-winning dissertation. Yeah. Even in this short period of time that some people would say is right accelerated, people are writing award-winning dissertations. If that's something that you want to do, if you don't, you're like, I just want to finish, girl. Again.
Can I just say something about that? Is that I was one of those people that was like, I just want to finish. I don't care. But I will say that this program helped me to write an award-winning dissertation. Like people are putting my dissertation up for an award. I don't think it's that good, but they think it's that good. So I just want you to know that, you know, not only do you get the work done, you get good work done. So I just want to say
we're not going to listen to Dr. Mays because there was not a dry eye on that defense. There was not a person who was like, oh, this was just so good. It just touched my heart. Okay. There was not one person who was not like that in that defense. It's an amazing dissertation. And I can't wait for everybody to read it. Or if there's a book, wink, wink, cough, cough happening, you know? So yes, no pressure, just saying. A packed room. Okay. Yes. All right. Any other questions? Anything, even if you're like, if you need to send it to us in secret, we will, I won't say your name and I will just answer it. Gabby, did you, I don't know, are you able to share? I don't know if you said anything earlier in the chat. That's what I'm looking. You don't have to come off your camera if you can't. I understand, girl. She might be at church, y'all. Crazy.
No, I'm driving, but I will just ditto everything everybody else said. There was a question in the chat about I do all the things, or I'm involved in a lot of things, and will this program be great for me? And let me just say that I do all the things. I literally do all the things. I have several different things my hands are in, as well as working full time and a mom. And this program is right for me and works for me. So don't let that discourage you from being a part of the program, because you'll learn time management. You'll learn how to get your top 3 done. You'll learn how to make progress and still become a doctor. So that's all I wanted to add.
Thank you, Gabby. Gabby also is writing a quant dissertation. And I want to say that because I know some people are like, if I'm not writing a qual, is that okay? Absolutely, it is okay. I'm trying to think of what else. We also have folks who are doing the 3 manuscript style dissertation because we know that's becoming a more preferred style. And again, people are just killing it. I'm gonna find a more or less violent term to use, but yes, that's what they're doing. I'm trying to think, number of graduates. Where are we, like 12 for the last 12 months? 12 or 15?
Let me look right now because we just crunched the numbers. Let me check.
The people have been doing amazing, just finishing. And again, nobody is, if you talk to anyone in the group, nobody's working all night long. Nobody's sitting at their computers unless they want to. And people actually say, I enjoy it, unless they want to. Like, my philosophy is no more than 4 hours, but I get it. Sometimes you're working towards a deadline. Sometimes you just feel like you're in a zone and you want to keep going. But we will be right there to say, so you can go take a break now because you worked all those hours. So we are really big on balance. Okay.
So far, it's been really cool. We've had 18 scholars become become doctor since 2018.
Look at that, 18 for 18. Yes, and we have probably somewhere between about 30 folks in the program now at the various stages. So again, it's not like everybody's at the end. We got people still at the beginning. We still have people who are in dual programs who need to finish up their master's work first before transitioning to their doctoral work. So again, good company, people who are EDDs, PhDs, for-profit, nonprofit, like it runs the gamut in there. Okay, y'all. So I don't see any other questions, but feel free, you can reach out to us on Instagram, or you can email us at contact@marvettelacy.com, and we will gladly answer any questions that you have. You can go to qualscholars.com and all the information about the program will be there. Yeah. And I think we have one more question about what time are the writing sessions. Every Sunday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But again, if that doesn't work for your schedule, you just come into the Facebook group, ask folks if they are available to write. And 9 times out of 10, there's someone who will gladly jump on a call with you to write with you. And usually everybody just follows the same process that we follow on Sundays and Wednesdays. So I'm going to give folks some time to take like an hour, get something to drink, get some food. And then if you're going to meet us for Right Away today, we will see you today at our first session. But we'll keep talking about the program. You'll see us on Instagram. And again, things will close up on Friday, February 4th. So you have about 2 weeks to decide. Thank y'all for coming and spending a little bit of your Sunday with us. Really do appreciate it. And we will see y'all next time or around on the Instagram or Facebook streets. See y'all.